What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this video we're going to be doing 2 live games as well as 1 replay review. Let's get right into it. Here we are in the first game. Can't really commit here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back. But it's pretty aggressive, and they go. Okay. Now I know they're going to be pretty aggressive there. I put myself in a bad spot. It took too long to get set up there. The idea was to bring it back to the corner. That's not a bad idea, especially it was a bit awkward there. And he fakes. That's a good fake. He plays a smart, slow play style there. And then he's also aggressive there. Fair enough. Let's see. Now I know how he's going to play. Let's make the adjustment there. There we go. Happy to counter that playstyle with my own playstyle. Nice. What I'm noticing is that he's telegraphing the way he's setting into a kickoff a lot, and I'm taking advantage of that. Like, that's going to be a right flip. Didn't mean to flip there. That didn't hit? Wow, dude. I'm really surprised that didn't hit. Must have just missed it. Interesting. See, he's grounded there. I can grab that mid boost. That shot's off. Nice. I definitely caught him off guard on... Yeah, I could tell I caught him off guard with that. He wasn't ready for that. That was good. Nice. Good direction change there. Tried to do the fake direction change just to see if he was going to bite. The reason I went for that the way I did is because I saw him turn left. And that usually can tell me he's going to go a specific direction here. Let's get a quick boom. That was really bad. Ooh, I should have gotten my man, actually. That was a really bad play. But he stay grounded there. What a shot. Dude, what a pop. Okay. Might be a 3-game video, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in game number 2. Good play. I had a feeling he was gonna cut, but the way he cut was a lot more than what I was like ready for. I tried to grab that pad, I just couldn't get enough. No bump there is really surprising. Really surprised I didn't get a bump there, but all good. No cock tag there. I can't go for that corner boost there. I would rather get this boost. Puts me in a better spot. Do you have a flip, or how did he get that extra touch? I didn't realize he had landed already. That was poor vision. Thank you. And that bumps me, bro. Whatever. Okay. He misses. Overcommitted. That's tilting, though. That's really dumb. Made myself more awkward. I shouldn't have gone off the wall there. It was just a shitty play. That's a favorable bounce. Just way too early of a jump there. It just pops it up. Wow, what a shitty start for this game. Holy fuck, dude. Just bad technique all around. Need to be a lot more careful about the way I'm giving ball away. Can't commit here. Close the space. Not respected as well. It's important that I just kind of like didn't let him have that space to do whatever he wants. It's important as a player also to be aware of like what the opponent's trying to do, what they want, and how they're going to play it. Ooh, what a shot. Nicely done. Yeah, I knew you were going to go for that. Grab this pad. Get that. There we go. So he's got a good spot. He's got to boom it. Bada boom. I'll flip around. And get one on the board. It's winnable, but I've gotta think about my way through this position. Yeah. Here we are in game number 3. Decided to do this third one since the first game was so short. Pretty poor second game. That bumps me somehow. There we go. Get into a good spot. It's fake chow here. That's poor technique, honestly. That's really, really poor. I need to not early jump so early. Like, I don't mind the challenge, but it's the super early jump that just pops me up, so I have to be really cognizant of that. It's a bad habit that I have. Nice. Just really, really, yeah, I can tell the opponent didn't think their way through that position. They were just kind of like flying around, playing fast without really thinking there. Delayed my flip there. And it doesn't go. Ah, man. Shitty play. For his touch. Nice. I think go for that corner. I have to be careful about this, Chow. It's a boom. Let's get a control touch. That's a really nice, clean play. Well done. Let's go, dude. Doesn't go. Get a control touch there. It's important that I get all these boosts. That way they can't really go. Nice. It was important because he didn't go to not go yourself. To wait until he starts to get ready to move and then you make your play. Kind of think about that when you're going about your offense. Kind of recognize what it is your opponent wants. And then try to play around that. Yeah, that's awkward there. He just kind of like times it differently there as well. He just kind of keeps flicking it, so it's hard to get a read. And then I misflipped there as well earlier. That beats. Can't commit here. It'd just be a really bad play for me to commit to the corner. Nice. Honestly got distracted by that invite. I don't know who that was for a second. I was like, whoa. Just got that. It's more the fake here. I have a free ball. It's too delayed on the chow there, dude. Not a bad third game though. I played better this game. Made mistakes early on, but it's a good recovery. He's not thinking about positioning. He's got to be better than that. GG. Okay, so here we are in the replay portion of this video. This was actually the second of the games I played this session. So this was just before the actual second game you'll see in the recording. And so it definitely made some correctable errors this particular game. First things first is this kickoff. Two things you want to be really careful about that I made the mistake here is too much of a point toward the right here. So you see how, like, pay attention to the center lane. So there's like a kind of little blue line that goes across like all the way on the center. I go way to the right of that. That you have to be careful about because it makes your landing awkward and you try to cut across. Because of that, I tried to cut back and then I flipped right because of the trying to compensate. And that just makes it a really difficult kickoff to win. You want to be really careful about your accuracy on that kickoff because that's what results in a goal here. So in this position, just lost the kickoff. And right after this, have a breakaway. In positions like this, it's important to think about where you are in relation to the ball. This is an awkward spot. So of course, like naturally I slow down here. What you also want to be really careful about is if your opponent has momentum with the play like they do, that they go for the bump like they did. Because they bumped me and they brought the ball into a better space. An alternative play that had been a little less committal is recognize that I don't really have a free ball here and take it across to the other corner and try to grab their corner boost on the opposite side. That would maybe be a little bit of a better alternative. If not, pop it into a position that the opponent can't make a clean possession play off of and then force their mistake. But don't get kind of like stuck here like I did, because I put myself in a bad spot here and got bumped pretty easily. This is what ended up leading to an immediate loss of possession, and I had to make the save here. Just makes plays a lot more awkward. You also want to be careful about making the flip that direction, because it creates a skim touch instead of a firm touch. And what that means is essentially it creates a touch that's very soft instead of like hits it across here into safer positioning. This corner is a safe space. By skimming it, it makes it too slow. If the opponent was a little wider here, instead of going for the boost, he actually could have power slide cut and he could have made the shot attempt there. So it's a bit of a mistake on multiple, like essentially multiple ends here. You just want to be very cognizant of that. That's a good early flip. Unfortunately, missed that pad. You want to be careful about the way you land. Here, just trying to early jump here to force the opponent to kind of bite. That was a good play here just to kind of bring it into safety. Grab that corner boost, get into a good spot. Could have actually shot this. Another way to go about it is actually I could have gone into a touch through the corner, let it bounce through the corner, and actually that would have been a little bit easier for me to work with. This was definitely awkward. I should have gotten scored on here. A better way to defend this is here, recognizing that he's going for the cut and avoid getting bumped because of this. I put myself half a step behind. So here, recognize like this is where he's going to make a cut, slow down, and then early chow that. Because I'm giving him the space here and I'm not chowing, this is where shadow defense can be really dangerous if you just straight up don't challenge and you don't close the space at all. In this position, just getting a slight power slide cut and not a gentle, but just a controlled, concise, or precise control touch can be really, really like effective here. And what that is essentially is making a power slide cut. So in a position like this, where the ball's coming across like that, and I'm getting ready to make a play, I could easily just make a small power slide cut and just get a kind of cut to it with the like essentially the front right of my car. And so a better example of it is right here. Instead of flipping, because I flip on the soft side, which is what creates this awkwardness, I could actually power slide cut here, and this makes a better angle. This would bring the ball a bit more this direction. It may not be exactly on net, but it's more of a controllable position. Because of this, the way I flip here, I just do not get myself into position that I can follow it up. I have plenty of boost, I have free space, and the opponent is committed in my net with 0 boost. This is a completely free play. And when you're in a position like this, you want to make sure that you try to take advantage of it as early and quickly as possible. Okay, so this is good bump awareness on my part. Didn't have to make that touch. It was a little bit awkward there. I understand why I made it, because I wanted to put it into open space. I could do without flipping here. Just a power slide cut hook shot flat on the ground. Just a shot that's essentially, say this is the ground right here, just a simple pop like that, but I don't have to flip. It's just a simple cut into a shot. That's what a hook shot can be. You don't have to flip here. This is a case where getting a flip makes it a little bit too fast of a shot and not too precise of a shot. So this is a case where doing that a little bit better. Fortunately, it wasn't supersonic there, so I couldn't get the bump. This, yeah, you have to be really careful here in this position, even if you have boost and the opponent doesn't have boost. The way I'm committing into the challenge here is because it's with the side of my car, whereas the opponent's using the front of their car, they're usually going to come out on top of that. And the reason for that is the way I'm chowing it is on the soft portion of the car. Typically, the front of the car tends to be more of in a sense, like a stronger hitbox, if you will. You get better contact out of it. And that's something to kind of think about. It's a good challenge there. I don't mind that challenge. Good patience here. I could have gone there, but it's a bit dangerous. You want to be careful about this. So here's a good challenge. Being patient to let the opponent overcommit to the opposite side of the midfield, and then just making sure I try to put pressure on the play. It's a bit committal there afterwards, but still gets the goal, so that's okay. I have to read the fakes here. This is a really bad habit that I don't pay attention to the fake. I only pay attention to the ball. This is an awareness failure. This is very common in a lot of ones and kickoffs, is recognizing the opponent's not there, to just, once I see that they're not there, to not hit the ball, but simply go around. An alternative to this is at this point here, at this second pad here, I should already know that the opponent isn't going and be landing here and then come around and can go for one of two things. I can go for the corner and go for a hook. I could also just simply slow it down, go to the side wall, make a side play here, like a wall play into an air play. That's an option. You could also do the very safe strategy, and that is simply get to open space here and then bring the ball back into one of your corners, and now you have a completely free ball, free possession, and the opponent now has to attack you while you have possession play. I do an okay job of getting that boost. It's still not good though. Also, I almost get myself scored on, so I make this really awkward. I don't have to make this touch here. I understand the reasoning, but it's a poor touch and it leads to a near miss and also leads to a possession loss. It's not what you want to do. This is a really bad play. The reason why it's a bad play, besides the mistake that led up to this, which is really kind of what caused this position, is look how I'm facing in relation to where they're facing. I have to go through this entire turn going like this, and they're already coming in like that. It's a dangerous position. I'm facing the wrong way. I could have actually turned the opposite way, and that would have been a little bit easier to make a 50. I could have also gone for the early challenge, just single jump 50, just the force of 50. I lose the 50, can't get there in time, and then I lose the shot, and then of course get scored on. A lot of mistakes like this happen in once. Be careful about them. Have to be careful here. Again, bad touch, don't have to flip there. It's a really bad habit that I have is that I flip too much. Another thing is because I flip too much, I'm giving ball possession away a lot. I made this more awkward than I needed to. It also not only led to the possession issue here, but look where I am here. I can't do anything to save this. I am on the opposite side of the play. I am on the opposite goal side. That's not a place for me to be able to do anything. And that starts also back because of that flip, because of this flip here. I could be patient here. The opponent's in a position where they're not ready to really challenge yet. So they're close, but they're not ready to challenge yet. I can simply jump up in the air, get a double touch, like a double touch or like a pop here, pop it up in the air, get this pad, and then shadow. That's an option. Another option would be to pop up like I did here, grab this, and that'd been okay if I didn't get a flip that caused that pop off the wall in an easy shot attempt for the opponent. I don't have to flip there. I could just simply take it to the corner and be safe here. Poor challenge. It's too late to the play. Opponent has free ball now and they can score. So this was definitely a mistake. This was also just a game that I struggled in. I made a lot of mistakes this game. Felt like more of an uncharacteristic game for me, and that happens. But sometimes there's those games that are rough are good games to learn from, and that's why it was important that I had a bad game like this, because it's important to take these games that you really just struggle, where it feels like you kind of just aren't in the right like kind of situation playing, and you're just making bad mistakes. Recognize these are moments where you can still learn from them. Good dodge. I could have taken more time here. I could have honestly put myself in a better spot to align. Good demo dodge. But here, could have power slide cut a little bit, or just like simply power slide rather, and get into position where I can be facing the ball a little bit faster and then be ready to read the bounce. I don't have to go for that rotation here because that's what makes me awkward here. If I just essentially, here's the ball as it's bouncing up, and if I just stay directly below, I don't have to like rotate and flip here. If I just stay under it and just pop it like this, free ball, and it's open net because the opponent's committed. Here, made myself awkward. This is a poor commitment. I am facing both into their corner space in a bad spot that I can't recover, and I'm in a position where I'm potentially giving possession away. This is not really a clean play. And a lot of this game was marred by these mistakes due to just bad possession plays, misplays. And that's what happens. Games like this happen. Recognize when that's happening and understand how to make the adjustment. Here, it's a good bump. Don't get the second bump I would have liked. If I got that second bump, I could have made him a bit more awkward here. Even the first bump, if I just simply turned in and was just a little bit faster here, this is bad. This is a really bad play. Do not get this extra touch here. This was bad. Look how crappy the position is. I'm forced into a bad recovery space because it slides the car up up the wall, meaning now I lose my trajectory. I'm wasting, look at all the boost I just used. And now I have to get a second touch here. In a position like this, when you're getting a touch off the wall, what you need to do is you need to just be ready to hit it as hard as possible by jumping and getting a little quick pinch pop here. So essentially here, instead of trying to control touch and just pop it like this, just simply go like, just jump like this, just like pop, boom, like that. And what that's going to do, it is going to pinch the ball into a space faster than the opponent can actually reach, and it gives you a little bit of mental space to kind of play with. That's too soft of a touch for somebody who's already expecting the touch, and just an all-around bad play. So be careful of these things. Just be careful of these things. These are mistakes that many of you guys also make as well, and it's important to recognize. Again, for awareness here on the kickoff, recognize the name tag. The opponent's done this fake kickoff twice now, where they just do an early jump. If you see the name tag go like this, that early, chances are they're going for a fake. Especially if you see the name tag go like this that early, and also the name tag doesn't get closer and closer and closer, but it just simply stays where it is, that is usually a sign that they're not going for the actual kickoff and they're faking you. Get ready for that. You can stay moving forward, but be aware in that immediate moment and react. Be ready to recognize that that position, they are going to fake you, and you need to be ready to either do one of two things. You could either do, as I said earlier, you could slow down a little bit once you get around here and pop it to the side, go for a sidewall play, or the safest option, cut around here and then pop it back to the corner. And now you have a clean ball, you have clean possession, you have full boost, and now the opponent has to come to you. So remember that. That is an essential component of these plays. Be ready to recognize the opponent's just going to keep making these fakes here. If you keep making a mistake like this and not recognize how they're going to play this, they're going to keep doing this. So after that lesson, hopefully you learned a little bit, and I hope I did too. If you enjoyed watching this video, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Speed D Man out.